North Dakota, as a state, is a leader in autonomous technology. Having that kind of technological foundation here is really important because there's a lot of people becoming familiar with the technology. There's a lot of interest and excitement in autonomous systems. Not to mention that there are a lot of industries here that are reliant on trucking freight.
We have the stages of autonomy, the levels of autonomy. It goes from level 0 to level 5. Level 0 is a vehicle, it's just the driver does everything. Fully responsible, really no autonomy. And if you jump to the far end, level 5, that's where the human has no responsibility whatsoever. Level 4 is where the action is on the business side, and level 3 is what's coming for the personal cars.
The biggest challenge I think we face is that the industry, is starting to gain traction, but it's still early days. And so not everybody can go outside their front door and see one and take a ride. And so now that we're starting to see more commercial operations, it's good to have that happening and then have events like this that bring in different stakeholders to get the awareness out there that this is a real, legitimate market.
We believe very strongly that we're building a social contract with the public at large, as well as our first responders. And that public contract, it kind of depends where you are in the world. If you're in places like Austin, Texas, or San Francisco or Phoenix, where people are seeing robo-taxis operating every day, it becomes a little bit more part of the fabric and people are a little more accepting. If you get to places where people haven't seen that and haven't experienced it, it becomes a little bit more of a challenge. But also, even folks that accept that, hey man, we've got these fully autonomous robo-taxis that are hauling passengers in these major cities, when we apply that to an 18-wheel truck, they're like, I don't know if we should be doing that. And so we have to convince them that it does scale to that level. And again, that becomes education. But until then, we're going to go slow, we're going to continue to educate, we're going to continue to build that trust.
I totally understand that a semi-truck going 65 miles an hour down the road without a driver is terrifying. It's really interesting to have a conversation with people, and I like to bring up the topic of how our roadways are really unsafe right now. Over 40,000 people die every year on the roads, and a lot of that is caused by human error. And when we start that conversation with the public, the wheels start turning for people, and I think they start to open their minds a bit about how this might be a safer solution.
The Upper Great Plains Transportation Institute and similar organizations are so important to get to the broader set of folks who are hearing about this, and it just seems like this mysterious craziness, whatever the perceptions are. So this enables practitioners, professionals that deal with transportation and highways and roads and driving, help them understand what this is really about and hopefully come away with a solid sense that there's responsible people developing, there's responsible people deploying. So it's just bringing it down to what makes sense to the experts and practitioners in the field.
I think they went very well. The feedback that I've gotten is that it was a great conference. Everyone loved the fact that they got to meet people from the autonomous trucking industry. They enjoyed the fact that they got to meet stakeholders, people who might be users of autonomous trucking, people in government, people in private industry. And what they liked was really the engagement. The audience had great questions. Panelists gave some great answers. And so I think that indicates to us that there's a real strong interest in autonomous trucking in North Dakota. And I think the people walked away from here knowing a lot more than they did when they came. I know I can say that of myself.